So when I gave back the ring, he basically beat me just to give back the ring.
Welcome to News Can Use. I'm your host, Deb Banfield, in for BG Today. Today, we're speaking to a woman named Camille, who as a single mother with 2 toddlers, escaped domestic violence in her early 20s. And now, this incredibly strong woman is giving back in a huge way. Before we get into all of those details, I do need y'all to do a few things like subscribing to this channel, tapping the notification bell, smashing the like button, and making sure you follow us across all of our social media. Those details are in the description below. Camille Glasgow was a single mother when she founded the Kamille Foundation, a grassroots organization that runs support groups and sends barrels of supplies, including school supplies, clothing, food, and toiletries, to single mothers, children, and survivors of domestic abuse. Now, not only does she send these barrels back home to St. Vincent, but she also distributes them across the Caribbean and throughout Canada as well. She's here to share how she turned her pain into her mission, helping people in need. Let's bring her in. Camille, thank you so much for joining us today on News You Can Use.
Thank you for having me.
You are the founder of the Kamille Foundation.
Yes.
Which does some incredible work. But how did we get to this point? What inspired you to found the foundation?
Well, you know what? I always have a passion for single parents because seeing my mom raise me on her own with no help from my dad and so forth. So I see all the struggles that single moms going through and so forth. So when I started the foundation myself, I was a single mom because I ended up getting separated from my ex-husband. I think I started it because I want something to help me to get over the pain that I was going through with my ex-husband.
So you were married to your ex-husband, you were married at 20. You guys had 2 kids together?
Yes.
When did things take a turn for the worse?
I will say before we got married, but I'm just I'm like a little girl that looking for that love that she never had from her father. So when my husband came into the picture, I wanted that love. He showed me that love, but then like halfway into the relationship, he started to get abusive. So I was like, I would say I kind of forced into the marriage because I didn't want to do it no more. But I go through it because I did not want my kids to grow up without a father because I see how hard it is with me.
Now you're in this marriage, you have the 2 children.
Yes.
It's getting worse.
Getting worse.
So what do? What was your breaking point?
I think my breaking point is when my daughter have to witness the abuse, and like if we have visitor come to the home, there was like this spot that my ex-husband beat on me, and my daughter will hold the visitor by the hand and brought them to that spot and said, that's where my dad beats my mom. So I had to take myself out of that situation. I don't want my daughter to grow up to think this is the way a man's supposed to treat her.
So what is the Kamille Foundation?
Well, you know what, the Kamille Foundation, what we basically do is we work with single parents, not only in Canada, but also in the Caribbean. So what we provide like case management. We do support groups for not only the women's, but also the men's as well.
Okay.
With those ladies in the support group, we try to help them with food, financial aid, and just give them the support to empower them and encouraging them to let them know that you're not alone. Also, we send barrels with food home. The Caribbean, St. Vincent, Antigua, Jamaica, and then we add in Barbados to the list this year.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yes.
So what kind of items do you send in these barrels?
We send food supplies and clothes and school supplies and anything that we can get we hand on, we send it. And the foundation been doing it for over 7 years, every Christmas. Wow. Yeah.
What has the response been like to this incredible work that you're doing?
Honestly, the response is so amazing. Sometimes I cry just to hear what the mothers have to say to me, like how much I'm helping them and so forth. I just feel like, you know, for once, I'm doing something correct. Yes.
You're doing so much correct.
Yes.
Now that you've come through the other side, you're happily remarried. You have a beautiful stepdaughter and you've had another child. And what piece of advice do you have to people who are still going through the domestic abuse, the violence?
You know what? I'm going to tell them to get out while you can. Don't give up. Don't blame yourself. It's not your fault. So just keep on pushing and just get out.
Thank you so much for joining us today on News Can Use, and thank you so much for everything you do for women in the community.
Thank you. Well, thank you for having me.
Hey BG Squad, thanks so much for checking out our channel, and listen to this, we have more great content for you, like this video right here and this video right here. By the way, don't forget to subscribe to this channel right now and tap that notification bell.